Oh man, here we go. Are you ready?
I think so.
Let's do this. Hey guys, welcome to episode 114 of the Drag Drive Repeat show presented by Summit Racing.
Wait,
Tonight,
wait, wait.
what?
114.
I think it's 114. I'm
Am
pretty
I on
sure.
the? Do I have the wrong notes? This one says 117.
Oh yeah, you definitely have the wrong notes. Yeah,
See,
it's 114 because I had to go forward.
okay.
Coming up in a later part of the show is why I have us shows that much further ahead. I'll tell you.
o-
I'll tell everybody that here in a minute. It's exciting news, though. It's really, really exciting. So hang
Okay. So to answer your question, then no, I'm not ready for tonight yet.
tight.
Carry on.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 114 of the Drag Drive Repeat show presented by Summit Racing. Tonight, we start the countdown for Hot Rod Drag Week 2025. We're going to talk about tracks closing and opening. We're going to talk about a track that's reopening, and we're going to talk about Street Week Sweden and the All Stars Drag and Drive. We're going to list the winners out in there. And this is news for Eric, who just is finding this out, as you guys are as well. We're going to have Tim Gorley on, who's going to be my co pilot on Drag Week. So, Mr. Eric, will you hit the intro and let's do this thing?
All right, let's go.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 114 of the Drag Drive Repeat show presented by Summit Racing. My name is Mike Narks. I'm the host of this show and the news, which happens on Saturday mornings. This is your 3 hours. Tonight's 2 hours. This is your 3 hours source for news and entertainment from the Drag and Drive community. My right hand man, Mr. Eric White, over here, busy dude. Tell us what you got going on.
Well, first of all, I've got the right notes up now, so now I'm ready for the show. But beyond that, I'm gonna briefly talk about what we talked about before the show because I'm sure other
Mm.
people here feel the same way. But do you guys ever feel like you have so much stuff to do and then you just don't want to do any of it? You're like, there's just too much. I'm just not going to do it today. That's where I'm at right now. So, anyways, I'm Eric White, co-host of the show and news. Everything Drag Drive Repeat related. Helped with the circuit. I do artwork, and what's got me so far behind is all the photos that I've been taking. I've got the circuit photos to go through. I've got 6 days of Six Summer to go to. Then Dad and I went to a cruise night locally, and I thought it was a good idea to take my camera. And 880 photos later, I was like, that probably wasn't a good idea. Plus, we've got more events coming up, so if you guys are looking for photos, hang with me. I'm working through it,
Yeah.
and of course, I leave Friday for a family vacation.
Yeah,
So
which
I'm
is
gonna be
much
in
needed.
yes, I'm gonna be in Florida, and I'm not gonna do anything related to any drag and drive stuff until I get back. I
Yeah.
say that we'll see, but
Yeah,
that's
I
the
was gonna
plan.
say, I'm sure there's a cruise night or something down there Friday or Saturday night. He'll be in the Bradenton, Tampa area. So if you guys are down there, hit him up, tell him, hey, what's going on? Maybe buy him dinner or something like that one night. So I'm excited about you getting away for a few days. You had a pretty wild run there in June, and dude, it's really only ramping up with the amount of photos you took, and then all the extra travels you got coming up. It's a wild year, man. It's a wild year. You've earned it.
It has been. It's definitely not what I expected this year to be, but with the circuit getting pushed back and then having Mega Week and Six Summer and then the circuit, that wasn't what we planned on in the
Yeah,
beginning of the year. But hey, we made it happen, and I'm thankful for it. And I'll get through all those pictures at some point.
right. You mean pictures of your race car friends?
Oh, absolutely.
Is that photos you took? Is
I
photos of your race car friends?
Yeah, I've got probably tens of thousands of photos still of race car friends.
Well, guys, we can't say it enough. Thank you so much for being our race car friend. It's awesome to have everybody in here tonight, and hit the share button as we jump into this thing. Tonight's going to be a good one. We're going to have some fun. There's no guests on tonight because we're just going to go ham. And if we finish early, that's even better. If we run long, hey, that's the way it goes sometimes, right?
You know it.
All right, and thanks so much to our sponsors for making all of this possible. Summit Racing, Deech Works, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, Performa Built Transmissions, who I'm going to get to see on Drag Week, actually. We're going to drive right by that place. Car Change 3D, who I'm going to get to see on Heads Up Hustle. I'm going to hang out at his shop that Monday morning after Heads Up Hustle ends. Power Tube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Y'all, again, if you're shopping, hit those folks up. See what they got for you. I'm sure they got something. And Summit Racing being our title sponsor here and on the news and for the circuit. Summit Racing Speed Legacy began in 1968 as a one-man startup and is now the world's speed shop with 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions. They feel your passion, save you money, deliver fast, and offer top notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts while you're getting ready for your next drag and drive. Find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and on the On All Cylinders podcast for all of your social media stuff. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. And of course, you can find everything at summitracing.com. And while you're in there, get you one of those shirts like Eric's got on. It's Summit Racing Equipment branded, drag drive repeat stuff. They've got t-shirts and hoodies. They've got big brim hats, which we all know you need while you're out there, out and about. So let's do this thing. Talk about the circuit updates. I have begun to talk about the circuit 2026 with a few different tracks. The struggle right now is like one of the tracks I'd planned on is not open anymore, to put it lightly. So we're going to have to see what happens there. But typically, I would like to have the tracks figured out by this time, or maybe the end of August is kind of our plan for that as of right now. If I see kind of what goes on with Thunder Valley and see if that is an option, and then you know during that time I am looking at other tracks that are within a reasonable driving distance of a few different starter tracks that I'm looking at as well. So it's just a matter of time and pushing that one back really kind of put everything else back about 3 months, which is fine because that means we have 9 months until the event. But still, I am thinking about it, so get ready.
All
And then,
right, let's jump into some driven event updates. Driven Racing Oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application, whether you're launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat of off road and circle track, or even pushing limits in top field drag boats and demo derbies. Winning racers choose GP1. Compatible with engines from classic hot rods to cutting edge race machines, GP1's unique surface cling and high zinc formulation ensures superior wear protection, particularly for flat tappet camshafts, while also solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. It's crafted from the legendary Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil, then enhanced with state of the art additive packages, which makes GP1 the best in protection and performance. And you guys know drivenracingoil.com is where you can go pick up any oil or any merchandise. And then Driven Racing Oil on Facebook and Instagram. You can go figure out what events they're at, see what's coming up. And of course, code DDR10 will get you a 10% discount on the website and maybe in person. I guess I haven't asked that, but for sure on the website you can get
yeah.
10% off. So if you guys are buying oil, which I know a lot of you guys run Driven
Mhm.
Racing Oil, which is awesome, speed wax, cleaner, anything like that, please use code DDR10. It'll get you 10% off and it'll let them know that hey, we're getting them out there and helping them get some business as well.
I talked to Bill earlier, and that's a little bit of the conversation here I was talking about earlier. Was I talked to Bill yesterday, and great conversation. Those dudes are so busy. So we talked about us being at Havlicks, and he said that's awesome. They're also going to have a truck at Havlicks. They're also going to have a truck at Michigan Miles, and they're going to have a truck at the Corvette, some big Corvette event that's going on that same weekend. So
Nice.
everybody in the warehouse or everybody in the headquarters, which is a warehouse slash offices, is going to be traveling except the shipping dudes. So people that order their stuff will still get their stuff shipped out, but everybody else is going to be out on the road. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. And again, the 10% discount, DDR10, 10% off your entire order. And to answer your question about on-site stuff, tell them about it. I can't say what Jeff did while people were at Tulsa and Mocan during the circuit, but it was probably more than 10%. I know it was more than 10%. So,
Sweet.
well, let's talk about some events that are coming up because there are a bunch. So, Streetcar Challenge, this is the first event for them to host this here. Baileyton Dragway in Alabama. This is a big deal. 4 tracks or 4 race days, 3 different tracks, 400 miles. This is going to be a fun one. It looks like the route that they're going to take is going to be through some really beautiful scenery. This is
Nice.
a neat one. So this kicks off tomorrow. So for anybody watching this after July 16th, just know you missed a great one. Streetcar Challenge 2025 in Baileyton Drag Strip in Alabama. It's going to Jake's Drag Strip and a bunch of other places down there. So bring it on, man. I'm excited to see new events come up.
Yep. And also this weekend is Road Trip Drag Challenge number 2. This is starting out on Friday at Palmyra Dragway. So again, 2 events that are kind of international here, kicking off in the same weekend.
Yeah, it's exciting. So this one here being the second, so we had All Stars Drag and Drive last weekend, which was a regional event that was down at Warwick Dragway. We're going to talk about those winners and stuff in a minute. So, dude, Australia's blowing up. That's
Yeah.
like 8 events for them. So bring it on. Miles of Mayhem, Jesse Fox on his way right now to Miles of Mayhem up there to photograph stuff. So if you are going to Miles of Mayhem or you're watching this and you want photos from Miles of Mayhem, hit Jesse up, hit him up, see if he's, buy you a photo package like we did. We need that. We need that coverage up there. So I'm purchasing a photo package from him for us here at Drag Drive Repeat. So if somebody else out there, other magazines or media outlets want to do that, man, hit him up. He does great work for sure. And this is their 5th year. So there's going to be some hitters going there this year.
Yeah, there's always some good cars up there, and it's going to be some good competition, I think.
Yeah.
Next up is going to be the event that you are headed to very shortly, Heads Up Hustle, where you get to listen to the buttery voice of Michael Nartz on the microphone there. July 25th through 27th at Ubley Dragway, kicking off there. So I'm excited for Heads Up Hustle. Again, I talk about how busy I am, but this is one that hopefully one day, maybe when all the events aren't around me and I can have something to go to, this one will be on that list of ones to go to.
Well, and I've never been to Ubley, but if it's anything like the pictures and anything like Mid Michigan Motorplex, this is going to be bad to the bone. And I really like this format. So this is the same style format that Rocky Mountain Race Week uses, where you set well, it's not. They have John Paul does 2 days of racing, and then those averages set the ladder with Rocky Mountain Race Week. It's a chip draw for each class. This here sets the ladder for each class for a heads up shootout at the end on Sunday. I think that's for the folks that want to heads up race. This makes a ton of sense because they want to have the drag and drive stuff, but they also want to do some heads up racing. So while I love what Back to the Streets has done with their heads up every day, obviously you can't eliminate folks, but this way they're really trying to race. They're trying to figure out how to get to that heads up shootout deal. So that's
And I
pretty
think
cool.
and I think this will lead into some of our conversation later too,
Yeah.
talking about heads up drag racing.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then the King of the Open Road, this event, y'all, this is like a top tier regional event. This Jared does such a great job. He will
Mm-hmm.
call all the cities that are along the route. Friday is the drive day. Saturday, Sunday are both heads up shootout days. This isn't like your typical drag and drive. This is like a big True Street deal. Like you make a 200-mile drive, then you come back and race heads up Like there's not. I mean, he has qualifying, he has racing. It's a whole thing, and it's at Tulsa Raceway Park. I can't wait. Sadly, I'm out of town that weekend, but there are a ton of our race car friends that are going to be there. A ton, lots and lots and lots.
Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
And then we've got Sick Michigan Miles. This is August 10th through 17th at Milan Dragway. So this is kind of what you were talking about here. Bill from Driven is going to be on August 6th for episode 117. You know, the one that I had notes for open the beginning of the show, that one, to talk about their plan for Michigan Miles. Plus, he's going to drop some other tidbits about other events and big news of PRI, which I'm excited for. If you guys been around long enough, you know I love PRI. It's the kind of the end of the year bash for me. Get to see race car friends in that time of year up north here where it's cold and nothing's going on. So excited to hear what's going to happen at PRI.
Yeah, it's going to be a big deal, and I they're going to work their butts off that week everywhere. They're at Sick Michigan Miles, they're at Havlic's race, and they're at a Corvette deal. That's absolutely crazy. So the Havlic's race is up next. That's the Hot Rods by Havlic Fastest Streetcar Shootout. This is August 14th through 17th at Cordova. Y'all, we went last year and it was a 1-day event and it was absolutely crazy. I don't even know how to explain it. It was wild.
Yeah,
This Pro Street Elite deal, huh?
yeah, I loved it.
So cool. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
shots of all the cars on the track before the event started the night before was super cool, and it was nice just because everybody was kind of hanging out that night. Everybody was there, you know, and then we got up and really hit it the next day. But yeah, that was a super fun event. They did a great job of promoting it. They're still doing a great job of promoting this year's as well. They are kicking butt with their promotion. So
Yeah, I don't know how they're staying ahead of that, dude. Their level of promotion is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Thanks again to Driven for all of the assistance here. And it was great to talking to Bill the other day. And I've basically, episode 117 is going to be the Driven Racing Oil episode.
yeah.
Told him, we'll give him an hour, we'll give him 2 hours, whatever he wants. So I think he's going to have a few people come on, and it's going to be kind of fun to talk with them again. That's episode 117. So that'll be August 6th that we'll be live with those guys.
I'm excited. Looking forward to that one.
Me too. J-Wire Solutions segment here. Expert car and marine wiring solutions you can trust. J-Wire Solutions can wire and plumb your hot rod, your race car, or your drag and drive car, or your boat, or your sand rail. He was sending me pictures the other day of that thing. Looks amazing. Plus, they offer products to make your driving experience better, like the high current relay module, which I think is my next product to order from them. This thing is amazing. Provides relay switched fuse outputs to power high demand components, fuel pumps, smart coils, fuel injectors, all that kind of stuff. This module is ready to wire straight from J-Wire. So instead of just having the little janky setup, this here is just a really, really nice piece. So this is the J-Wire high current relay module, which you need to have. You need to quit wiring your shit with a toggle switch and hoping that toggle switch lasts. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember that when you're building cars. So here comes the drama. Is everybody ready for this? Man, it's crazy. Let's talk about the first thing. So Paris drag strip last month. We missed this in the notes or a show last month, but they did close last month after 60 years in operation. This is tough, man. This is really tough because tracks, we know we need them to operate, right? They need to be there, or we're going to end up on the street somewhere. Let's be honest. That's what happens. So this is sad. They closed last month. That was the last post I saw from them. I haven't seen a lot of people talking about this. I think this kind of went under the radar. This is in Paris, Texas. So if you are in Texas and you want to run a drag strip, this one looks like a fun one. And 60 years of operation, pretty big deal. But they said just because of the rising costs and everything like that, they just couldn't do it anymore. So I can understand that completely. A track that is opening back up. This is exciting. Pine Valley Raceway, which I visited in 2024, I think, with Midwest Drag Race Series. This was a super neat track. The then manager and stuff, man, it again, really nice facility, just in a very strange spot, but it is reopening. So they've got a new manager, they've got new stuff that's on board. And what I liked about the post that they made was that, like, hey, yes, this is happening, but we're not opening before we're ready. We're going to make sure we have all the equipment together, make sure it works, make sure all the stuff that can go on there, and make sure that we're ready to host events with enough staff and all that. So they were putting out the call, hey, if you want to work at the track again, holler at us, let us know. We want to do that. So I can certainly appreciate that. They're hoping to be open by early September. At the latest, they've got a few events on the year. That'll be something to get under their belts, and then they'll kick off 2026 for sure. But
That'll be exciting.
the track that has caused some drama, dude, Thunder Valley Raceway, bro. I don't even know what to say. I don't. It's been insane. It's
Today
been
has been wild for sure.
Um, so for the folks that have lived under a rock, Thunder Valley Raceway Park, the leaseholder has returned the lease, and as of right now, the track will close until they have a new leasee, or it's sold. I think I'll probably just get a new leasee, to be honest with you. But man, it's been pretty wild. So in my notes here, I wrote, "This is sad news, but it's been polarizing. Really, lots of support and lots of hate. Man, it's been wild to." Everyone's an armchair quarterback is kind of how I feel about this. There was a ton of times where I would read posts made by the track about them doing some stuff, and it was just negative, 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 right? And I struggle with that because I know what it takes to try and put people in seats, right?
I was gonna
Like,
say you kind of live this life with
well,
Tulsa, so
and I try to look at it objectively because obviously with Tulsa, I mean, I'm highly loyal to that team, that staff, that track. Everything that Tulsa does is man, they're the best in my opinion. So I try not to look at everything that way, just simply because everything's not that way, right? Tulsa's a
hmm
great track. So this kind of, I don't know, it really hit me hard because I feel um, that people really, they're not involved enough, to be honest. So I, my whole thing right here is quit bitching, go down there and volunteer, host a race, or hey, here's an idea. Um, just do a gambler's race within the track, right? Where a lot of tracks struggle is you have someone that's a track manager. They're not necessarily a promoter,
hmm
right? So they may have a lot of events. Like Thunder Valley had 75 race days scheduled for 2025. 75 race days. Dude, that's what I live every day, is trying to figure out how to get people in the stands and the seats and the race cars there for 75 race days. That's hard enough in itself. But now you've got to also worry about just paint on a building. Just paint on a building. The bathrooms being clean, the lawn being mowed. Where we set up for the circuit for registration, that part wasn't mowed when I got there. That's on me as a promoter to have. I needed to have go the day before. I should have been there Wednesday. I would have seen that. I could have mowed that, been no problem. But instead, I show up Thursday morning at 10. Luckily, we didn't open the gates till noon. But dude, I literally rode the mower from the front to the back of the track where we parked everybody at 4 miles an hour, right? But things like that have to happen. Well, the whole purpose behind this conversation is go down to the track, host a race. Okay, just do it within a test and tune. Do a 8 car shootout within the test and tune, right? Um, Talk to a promoter. Go help out somehow. Go to the promoter of a race that you're going to attend and find out how you can help. Just
hmm
message that person, hey, you need any help? No, I think I got it, is what we're going to say 98% of the time. Literally type back, bullshit. I want to help. What can I do? That is what you need to do. I promise. Because you can ask Wendy Martin every time. I think she's asked me. I've been like, I think we're okay. I think we're okay at the circuit. Who knows? We, but we're not ever okay, right? Basically, become an ambassador of your track's survival. Listen, because if people keep complaining and not showing up to races and doing stuff like that, more tracks are going to close. Is that a surprise to anybody? I don't think it would be, right?
I wouldn't think so, but
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know. So my post today was: Are racers doing this to ourselves? Right? Is it easier to complain on Facebook and make everything look bad than to go down there and, dude, visit the track once a month as a spectator? Holy shit! When was the last time one of the racers watching this was a spectator?
yeah.
When was the last time you paid $20 to walk in the gate and go down there and help, or go down there and just watch races, go talk to your friends, do all that kind of stuff? Here's an
Yeah.
idea: take photos, take videos, post them with a positive comment, dude. Don't
Mhm.
don't go on there and. Anyways, here's my challenge to everybody: take 4 hours, go down to your local track, even if it's not a drag strip. Go to the dirt track that's around you. Go to the circle track, whatever. Go down there and volunteer for 4 hours in the next month. 4 hours is long enough for you to get sweaty, get hot, get all pissed off, and all this stuff. But I'll tell you what, the next time somebody starts bitching, after you've been down there and you've painted the walls in the starting line, you've touched up the concession stand, you've picked up trash that everybody leaves every time, you've helped put out trash cans before a race, you've mowed, you've fixed banners. I'll tell you what, the next time somebody starts bitching, you'll be way more likely to defend the track than you will be to go right in with them, or the other problem, not say anything. Because
Yeah.
that's what I've been dealing with too. That's what really set this whole thing in motion, was people messaging me. Because, like, obviously I've shared it, but and people that are in the right, they don't want to get in the drama. They don't want to be in the mix of that. They just don't say anything. That's even worse, because then it makes these jackasses that it makes them feel like they're winning because, oh yeah, everybody's agreed with me. So
Yeah.
that's, go down there. I'm telling you, I want to give a shout out to the guys that helped at the throwdown in T Town last year. We had like 8 or 10 guys show up, and they roll painted the starting line, the sides, everything. It looked amazing. And I'll tell you, those guys, I've seen them a bunch at the track. Right. And for track promoters or for track managers, if you have a volunteer day, have a volunteer day once a month. Do it on a Friday before a big race weekend and run it from noon to 4. Trade out some VIP spots, trade out some time in the suite. I mean, holy shit, that suite probably sits empty anyways. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, there's times where there's nobody in one of the suites. There's nobody in the media suite. There's nobody at the in there getting that air conditioning when it's 104 outside. But if somebody came in and volunteered their time, let them have some of that AC. Give them some of that stuff. Let them get a snack or a meal or something at the concession stand. And it's not really about a trade, because that's not what you want to do. You don't want to trade people for their time and for their money. They need to want to do this and want to work. Because I'll tell you, my biggest thought is, once you go and spend 4 or 5 or 6 hours and you've talked to the track manager 3 or 4 times about what can I do next, what needs to be done next, when there's a race coming up and you're like, hey, man, I really think we should do this at this next bracket race, he's 100 times more likely to listen to your suggestion
Yeah.
than if you just walk up on Saturday of the bracket race right before it starts and go, hey, we should run a 500 tree instead of a 400 tree.
Hmm.
Like, because that's 98% of what the conversations they have is that person that didn't say anything, didn't do anything, didn't have any part of anything. They walk up and want to give their 2 cents that doesn't mean shit. I'll be honest with you. You hadn't done anything. You hadn't even shared a post on Facebook about you being here at this race. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
it's a little
That's a
frustrating.
that's a good point. You know, all these tracks have social media. Are you sharing posts for your local track, whether
Yeah.
you're going to be there or not? Right. If
Yep.
we know tracks are closing, share posts. Get
Yep.
people to want to come out to those events.
Yeah. Are you making posts? Did you go and make 2 posts about how the passes you made were great? Oh man, track was on point. I just screwed it up. Instead of, I couldn't make shit work, even though 8 other people ran personal best that night. Your car messed up, so it's the track's fault.
Yeah. It's just like leaving reviews, right? The only reviews that ever get left are
Yeah.
the really bad ones, you know. And occasionally you'll get somebody that had an over the top experience, and they'll leave a review, but
Yeah.
the average, everything was good, never gets posted. It's the
Yeah.
same situation here.
Yep. Every time. It happens all the time. And it's really sad because, like, I know track managers. Those dudes work a bunches and bunches. And just whatever you do at your house, right? So if you have a house, if you live somewhere and have a roof over your head, everything that's done there has to be done at a track times 5. So, like a track like Tulsa has the drag strip and the dirt track. So, on a Thursday, the track staff are working their butts off. If they have a drag race that weekend and a dirt track race that weekend, like we are this weekend, oh shit. Imagine mowing 140 acres.
Right.
Like that's got to be mowed. If people get out of their car and they're an average fan, they get out of their car and it's shin high grass, they're not coming back.
Yeah.
You know, you could volunteer to go mow, dude. I tell you right now, anybody that pulled up to Tulsa Raceway Park and wanted to mow, Jimmy would be like, the keys are right there. Please go mow. I'm tired of spending 2 days of my week mowing
Yeah.
or weed eating. Damn, bring your own weed eater. Weed eat. So I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way. Uh, there's a lot of backstory to this Thunder Valley deal. Lots of stuff going on. Everybody in their feels about it and stuff like that. But I'll tell you this much: if you were
Yeah.
there and you were volunteering for stuff, yeah, oh yeah. Dustin Stinson here said I'm at the dirt track right now, watering the track to get ready for Friday night, dude. Like
Awesome.
that's real, and it's Wednesday night for folks that are watching this later. It's Wednesday. The Friday night race isn't for 2 days, but those racers and fans show up Friday night at start time and everything needs to be 100%. They don't understand that somebody spent a day and a half on the mower or somebody spent all that time on the weed eater getting it ready and doing all that stuff. So I'm pleading with you guys. Please, please, please go to your track and volunteer. Just spend 4 hours in the next month, which ain't shit. You waste more than that watching 2 episodes of this. You could throw earbuds in and go work, right? Just go do that because at the end of the day, even if that manager doesn't work out and he's a total piece of crap, when it gets down to the end and you've got a group of 10 people that have volunteered every month to make sure the track is ready to go as it can be, it's as stand up tall as it could ever be because of these 10 volunteers, you better believe when it's time to make a decision, somebody's going to ask those dudes or
Hmm.
girls. They're going to ask them, "Hey, what do you think? What do you think about this person? How do we make this better?" And that's how you end up with a job at a drag strip.
Right.
Be honest. So
Right. And then, if we can keep the track going, get somebody new in, it can survive,
yeah,
Like Thunder Valley it's not like shut down permanently. It's not getting tore down. It's the person isn't renewing their lease, so anybody can jump in, pick that up, and the track can, turn around. But
yeah,
like you're saying, it needs people to help. I hadn't been to Thunder Valley before Mega Week since Outlaw Armageddon days, well before we started doing this. So, that track's been around for a while. And when I was there, I mean, that place was absolutely packed. Like,
hmm
it was insanely packed. So, that I don't know. I'm with you. I hear you. We need to save the racetracks. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what I would do if Byron got shut down here. Like, we already lost our circle track.
hmm
That's right now. There's a club car wash, a Bell Tire in the parking lot where we used to park at the circle track, and there's an auto zone going in, and there's a car wash like each direction down the road from that one. There's a tire place literally each direction. There's a discount tire, and I forget what the other tire is. Like,
yeah,
you could almost throw rocks and hit both tire places. Like, we don't need those. We need that circle track.
yeah. That's exactly right. And I show this photo right here for folks that are watching with us. Like this is the tech area at Tulsa Raceway Park. This is my next baby right here. Is making sure this thing is nice, because this is part of our history. This is, Tulsa Raceway Park is 60 years old this year. This needs to be as the nicest as it's ever been. right here. So, but I can't do that by myself. You know, we need volunteers to go in and help do that. A little bit of paint work here and there goes a long, long way to helping the average racer or the average fan when they pull in and they see stuff like this. They go, "Oh man, that's nice." Like Keith and Todd had our building, the tower painted just before the season started, and it looks amazing. Like all the railings are painted, the building is painted, but like now that it's got a little bit of wear around the edges where people stand and put their hands and stuff when they're leaning on it, you can kind of see that. Dude, that's something that somebody could go in and do. Like it's just that little stuff. And I see 918 here talking about, uh, he said Narcs knows about random water being handed out on the starting line. We, we had my daughter and Steven's daughter, my niece, running around giving water to people because it was hot on Sunday. It was really, really hot. And we had 600 water bottles that I needed to get rid of because I didn't want to take them home. But that's why we did that. Not because I wanted to get rid of them, but because people needed that kind of hydration. So it's on tracks too. So for promoters and things like that, that's part of your budget.
Hmm.
Go take that because I do struggle with a concession stand that's an hour long. Like I don't have an hour that I can stand in that line and look at that. So, there's a lot. I hope that this Thunder Valley deal and the Paris drag strip and the other tracks that are going to close this year, I hope it puts people in the right frame of mind that like we can make a difference.
Hmm.
And if we work our asses off and it still fails, hey, dude, we tried. And we really tried. We didn't share one post that it was closing and bitch about it. Like we really tried to get out there and do our part and make sure that we gave fans of outside drag strips, or outside fans, not everyday drag race people, a chance to know what it's like. So,
Yeah, and
anyways,
going back to your picture of Tulsa, where you said you want to clean that up next, that even got me thinking like small businesses, like if you want to get involved with the track and sponsor the track, doing things like helping fix this up is a perfect way of getting your foot in there and becoming a track sponsor and help with stuff
mhm,
like that. How many I'm not even gonna say how many. There's so many racers that have small businesses that could do stuff like this and get their
yeah,
name out there at a racetrack. Like if you're an automotive business, like what better place for you to get your name out there than a racetrack? And I guarantee you, somebody shows up and says, "Hey, I want to help you rebuild, not rebuild this, but clean this whole area up and make it look nice again." When they come around talking about, "I want to help sponsor something," you're definitely going to consider them because they've
oh
been
yeah,
there helping. So it's not just individuals. You can do it as a business. You can do it as an individual. You know, take your kids there. Do you have teenagers? Take your kids there and have them
little kids
help
are
you with that
probably
stuff.
easier to talk into this than teenagers,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
it depends what if they're into the car stuff. I mean, get them to the track. Let them watch some of that stuff. Do a little bit of helping. Like I don't know, it goes a long way. And I agree with you. And I've read tons of posts and the Thunder Valley thing. The track manager this, the track manager that. Okay, but that person is now gone. You know
hmm,
all that stuff that you said about the track, how is that going to bring somebody else in that wants to do that track?
yeah,
Is that going to push somebody away that's like, this place now has a bad reputation? You're either going to get one of two people. You're going to get somebody that's like, I don't want nothing to do with that, or you're going to get the guy that's motivated that says, I want to turn it around. But
yeah.
god dang.
Well, and again, in that post, he talks about losing money every month, and like it's a sizable sum. Whether that's true or not, nobody knows, right? I saw in that one 17,000, and I saw 30,000. I would probably be a jerk too if I lost 30,000 in a month in
Yeah.
the prime of the drag race season, right? He had been signed on for 60 days apparently. That I saw in another post, like, dude, 60 days is a long time, especially if you lose 60 or $70,000 or $50,000. I mean, imagine that.
Right.
That's a chunk. That buys a race car. So I posted that or I posed that to Daniel Green, who made a comment in there, in one of the posts I made about that. Like, if you're a very successful business person and you have the choice to go racing, let's say at a pro mod level, or owning a racetrack, it's the same loss every year. Which one are you going to choose? I'm probably going racing, to be honest with you.
Right.
Because like at some point, I'd be tired of listening to all the negativity.
But
But
if we don't have somebody that's passionate enough to open the track, we don't have a place to race.
yep,
So, you
yep.
still got to have that.
Well, and imagine the folks that live around Route 66 in Chicago, dude. That's open twice a year.
Hmm.
I can't imagine driving by that place and it being open twice a year.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. Just get involved, man. Be part of the solution. Don't just keep spinning this negativity around about any track or anything. And if you got something to say that's positive, speak up. Man, that I can't tell you how many times posts go downhill fast because everybody gets on the yeah fire bandwagon. So,
Hmm.
anyways, guys, to keep the conversation going, I'm telling you, it's pretty wild the polar opposites that are on this Thunder Valley deal. It blows my mind. I spent a lot of time thinking about this today and yesterday and Monday night, I guess too. So a lot of my time has been spent on this for some reason. I'm not even involved in Thunder Valley, but it's that's the way it goes.
No, but
Uh,
we are passionate about racing and racetracks, and you just can't. You and I can't save everything, but
yeah.
it just sucks to see a track that we were just at earlier this year.
Hmm.
And now, what if we would have had to push the circuit back? What if we would have had to push it back until October? You
Yeah.
know, or sorry, not the circuit, Mega Week. We were there for Mega
Yeah.
Week. They all run together, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like, what about those events that are scheduled later in the year? Like, that
Yeah.
sucks for those.
Well, and King of the Open Road's a great example. Jared made the move earlier in the year to come to Tulsa Raceway Park. He had hosted that event at Thunder Valley for 9 years. It's been there. And so he moved it to Tulsa. Luckily, he did it because of the timing. Can you imagine being 2 weeks ahead of your event that you've poured hundreds and hundreds of hours into, and then they tell you, hey, it's closed? Like,
Right.
what would you do? And that goes for like Titans of 10-5 has a race in August there. I mean, like, what do those guys do? And that's a points series, that runs around. And some of the baddest 10-5 racers in the region are part of Titans of 10-5.
Right. It's not like you can just pick up and find another track that's got an opening.
Yeah,
You know what the schedule is like at Tulsa. Like, where
yeah,
where do you fit something in?
yeah. 84 race days at Tulsa. This is I'll leave after this. I will talk about this and then I'll stop. I'm writing an article about this as well, so you can read all about this later. But so I looked at race day count because my thing is I don't feel like tracks charge enough to do what we do, to do what they do, not we do what they do. Okay. Thunder Valley, 75 race days. Tulsa Raceway Park, 84 race days scheduled. Okay. Big events all the time. Like if we've got, I don't know, 41 weekends a year that we can race, Tulsa's racing 84 days of those. Okay. Get that on your mind. Flying H, take a guess. Have you seen the notes? Take a guess how many race days you think a place like Flying H has.
No, I haven't looked ahead, so I have no clue.
38 race days. Flying H drag strip. Now, people complain about, oh, it's so expensive. I can't believe they charge for parking and admission and stuff like that. 38 race days. Okay. You're not going racing there every weekend. There's not something going on every weekend at Flying H. So when there is something going on, get your butts in the seats.
Yeah.
Mid America Dragway in Ark City, Kansas, 30 race days. Ardmore in southern Oklahoma, 27 race days are scheduled for them. You start looking at tracks like Thunder Valley, dude, there's 50 less race days at your next closest track. 50 less race days. What does somebody do if they are an hour west of Oklahoma City? Oh, they're not racing at Ardmore this weekend. I guess I'm driving all the way to Tulsa, or you're doing it on the street. Like
Hmm.
that's the choice.
Joe here saying, what percentage of tracks do small race events midweek?
I would say it's 2%.
Yeah.
I would
So
say
what,
2%.
when you're talking about 30 something race days, does that include test and tunes as well?
Yeah, Yeah, that was anything on their schedule. Here's
Wow.
what's crazy: Tulsa Raceway Park, 27 test and tunes.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, and I haven't looked at Byron obviously, but just thinking about that, like I feel like there's a test and tune always there. Like
Yep.
every weekend that it's not raining here,
Yep.
there's either an event or a test and tune.
Well, and that's the struggle I have because again, and the guys in the Race Car Friends group see this all the time. We charge too little for what we do, but at the same time, we're all drag racers. We're all car people. We don't have a ton of money. There's very few people that are going to pay $100 to go test on a Friday night test and tune. Jonathan Stonecipher made a great point. He's like, if I paid $100 to go to a test and tune, like I don't want some idiot in a 27-second Honda Accord destroying it with his bald street tires. Truth. So let's think about this. If you had a radial prep test and tune, what's that worth? Is that worth $150? Okay, let's say the track sets that up. Awesome. Love it. Man, so many people are going to come out and you have 12 people show up. That prep may have cost $3,000 to get ready.
Yeah.
And 12 people show up at $100 each. Oh, cool. How much money did you lose to do that? Right.
Right.
Well, again, it goes back. So folks like Felicia putting on uh, track rentals, things like tracks need that stuff. But man, why wouldn't you do a track rental on a Friday night? Like do your own, like, again, go back, host an event, do all of your own promotion. Uh, Scott McDermott was saying that Texas Motorplex doesn't even host their own events. They host like 5 test and tunes a year. The rest of the time, the track has to be rented for them to be open.
Which is an interesting idea too.
Yeah, believe me, I've been looking at all of it. I've been taking notes. I mean, there's going to be some real conversations coming up with some folks. And then 918 Motorsports says, wasn't it Denver who pre-sold test and tune tickets and no more through the gate? I mean that could be. My thought was, hey, if you don't sign up for a test and tune, we need X number of cars for a test and tune, and if it doesn't have it by Thursday at noon, we're not opening.
Yeah.
Like, what would you do then? Would more people pre-register? Because I'll tell you, I see those numbers too, and there ain't people pre-registering for events anymore.
Yeah.
They all show up day of. So,
Well,
anyways,
that's because our cars aren't running until
well,
Friday before the test and tune, and then we decide, hey, I should probably go test this, and
yep,
then you take your butt there. The last time I was at a test and tune, I mean, it's been, and I don't know the last time I had the Mustang running, but I got 3 passes in before somebody oiled the track down in the lane I was in, and
yeah,
then like it went to one lane, and then I was like, it's not. I'm done. You know what I mean? Like I'm not
yeah,
gonna wait. I knew what the car was doing. There was no point in keep testing, but it's,
no.
I don't know.
Well, and the other side of that too, that's a great point because like maybe you run it in a window. Hey, look, we want to have 4 hours worth of track time. We're going to have 20, we're only opening 25 to 50 spots. That's it. That's all the people that are going to get through. So, kind of like what 918 was saying, maybe that's what it was meant for. Like, that's all we're going to do. We want to have this radial prep. We want to have this slick prep. We want to have these street tires. I like Joe Haney here saying Friday night. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll let you drive. Friday night test and tunes for prep track and Thursday night for street or no prep test and tune. Maybe that works. I don't know. If more race days were available, more racers might come out. I don't feel like that's the truth. I feel like it needs to be dialed back, to be honest with you. I think too many race days make it too easily accessible. People aren't willing, if they're going to be there every month, they're like, oh man, I'm uh I'm not paying as much because I'm out here every month. So, anyways, uh, thank y'all for hearing my soapbox conversation there. But just in closing, please, dear sweet baby Jesus, go to your track and volunteer some time because it's twofold. One, it helps the track immensely, immensely, immensely. But two, it will drive some loyalty and some pride in you for your local track. So go down there, beat up the track manager to let you help in some way, form, or fashion. And I'll tell you, we will change the future of drag strips, race tracks, whatever you're volunteering at. We will change it because more people will be involved. So, anyways, sorry to do that during the Jay Wire segment if he didn't like that, but I think Jay would probably approve of that conversation because they're at the track all the time.
Yeah, and I tell you what, if you go and volunteer at your track, take a selfie and tag us on Facebook so we know that you guys are out there doing your part, and we will share that out.
Yeah, please do that. I tell you what, the first 5 people that do that, I'll send out a Race Car Friends decal. So send us a selfie from you volunteering at the track, and I'll send you a Race Car Friends decal. That's not available for purchase, I might add.
Perfect.
All right. Again, thanks to Jay for being a part of our program here. Let's move on, man. We got fun stuff to talk about.
All right. We are going to jump in and talk Mahle Motorsports here. So, racers and high performance enthusiasts, are you ready to start your next engine build? If so, there is no better time than right now to go check out Mahle Motorsports all-in-one Power Pack Piston Kit. With over 1,200 applications, these kits come complete with pistons, rings, wrist pins, and clips, all designed to work together. Mahle Motorsports Power Pack Piston Kits take out all of the guesswork. You don't have to try to determine if a piston will need this ring to work with a certain cylinder size. Mahle Motorsports did all of that engineering so that you can get to the part that matters, which is building a power plant that leads you to victory lane. So visit MahleMotorsports.com for more details. And for our podcast listeners, Mahle is spelled Mahle. And big shout out to Mahle for raffling off a set of Power Pack pistons at the circuit, raising, what was it, $1,100?
$1,175 or $1,075.
$1,075,
Nearly
almost
$1,100. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. So big shout out to Mahle for that.
Yep. And driving all the way out here from North Carolina.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Well, let's talk about some Street Week Sweden winners. But first, I want to thank Daniel Johansson for the use of his photos tonight. He's trying to get to 1,000 followers on Facebook. I need you guys to go follow him right now. Just pause this, go over there and do that. It's DJ Photo on DJ Photo with an F on Facebook, but I am putting the link in the chat right now as well. Listen, he's awesome. He's really, really awesome. Man, I met him at Sick Week several years ago, and this dude is just so excited about drag and drive and all this stuff. So please go over and like his stuff. This is an example of the photo he takes. I mean, this is primo stuff. So let's talk about Street Week Sweden winners. I do want to point out the guy right here, 449 average, 449, Christopher Hagland. Max Outlaw, 7 cars in the 4s. 7.
Wow.
Dude, come on. Let's go. So, number 1 in the class, Christopher Hagland, number 1 car on the property, 449 average across 5 days of racing. And they don't race on easy stuff. They don't necessarily race on drag strips. They race on, sometimes it's airports, stuff like that.
Yep.
Second up is Christopher Thorson with a 451, and then Nicholas Lindgren with a 463, rounding out the top 3 in Max Outlaw.
Awesome. Then we move into Street Outlaw, which had 11 cars in the 5s, which is pretty awesome. 7 of those 11 were 550 and quicker. So, man, pretty sweet. Speaking of, right here, I think the speaker said that over all 5 days racing, there was over 84-second runs during the event.
Wow. There's Daniel right there. Man, it's 2:00 in the morning where he's at.
Wow. Dang.
So big shout out to him. So you guys go follow his page right now, please, because he's here. Let's give him a big boost. These photos are coincidentally are not of the racers that we're mentioning. I don't even know who these people are, but I just want to pick out cool cars. So
yep.
Proceed, sir.
So Street Outlaw again, first place, Henrik Carr with a 5.089. Second place was Nico Sunding with a 5.125. And third place here, Baldur Pulsar with a 5.432. I'm winging those, so hopefully
Dude.
they're close.
Right? Ultimate Street, Sammy Toivonen, 5.4066, and then Peter BJERSBO. No idea how to say that last name, buddy. So sorry, screwed that one up. 584 average on it, and then Michael Waxel with a 6027 in Ultimate Street.
And then we go into True Street. First place here was Matthias Jansen, 5.768. Second place, Jean
Bjorn.
Walgren, B. Walgren, 6.114. And then rounding out third place, we've got Gunnar Larson with a 6.1472.
Yeah, and then a class that I think is really neat. I'm excited to see more on this is Pro Touring class, and that's Daniel Carlson leading that class with a 6.207. Second place, you ready for this? William Tolander, 6.277. So 700s behind him, and then Peter Lundgren in third with a 651 average.
Yep. And then we go into the import war of rear wheel drive. First place was Jonas Jansen with a 5.844. I wonder if there's any relation there to Matthias Jansen and True Street.
It's spelled the same.
It is. Second place import war rear wheel drive is Christian Haraldstad with 5.938. And third place, Michael Eriks with a 5.993. So again, pretty close there as well.
Yeah, tight race there. And then import war front wheel drive. These cars, I think, just had to make it. I think that's the biggest thing. That Frederick Beck, 887 average. Nikolai Hearing in second place with a 23-second average. And then Morten Mortensen, somehow, I don't know how this even works, but he got an 87-second average. Like on a tricycle? Like, is that the front wheel drive that dude was riding?
I don't know. I'm kind of curious about that.
Yeah, we'll have to do some digging on that for sure.
But also, what a name, Morten Mortensen.
Yeah.
Kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
Then we go into the four-wheel drive class. We've got Christian Dalgas with a 5.540. Second place, Daniel Helsing with a 5.975. And third place, Alexander. Help me out here.
I don't know. SODERSTJERNA. Dude, there's too many vowels there.
Yeah. Alexander S with a 6.372 and third place in four-wheel drive.
I'm too country for that. I'm from the South too much. That doesn't work. Diesel Power, only one person finished this class, one of four. Frederick Skogluff, 6.78 average for him.
And then Classics, all Chevrolets. First place was Per Justensen with a 5.993. Second place, Peter Eriksson with a 6.597. And third place, Per Pell Malmsten with a 6.926.
See, these are reasons we just need to go over there.
Right. I need to talk to these people and say, hey,
how do you say your name?
Help me enunciate this here real quick.
Right. I've tried watching some of the videos from there. I just get, dude, it's. Whew.
Yeah.
They either talk too fast in English or they're talking in Swedish. And I don't understand. In hot rod class, to finish out the classes here, Jyrki Laakso with a 656 average. Kel Tryg, Trygg, sorry if I ruined that, 6.576. And then Daniel Anderson rounding out the hot rod class and our last on the list here, 6.5816. I meant to have all the breakdown of who started, who finished, all that kind of stuff, but I didn't have time to get that in here. And I knew we would probably go a little bit longer on the conversation during the J-Wire segment. So congratulations to all the folks that signed up, that attended, that raced, that finished Street Week Sweden 2025, presented, I think, by Summit. That may be our reason to go over there. Tommy, if you're watching this, me and this dude, we need to go to Street Week Sweden.
Yeah. Paging Tommy Dupree, paging Tommy Dupree.
Yeah. All right, sweet. Cool. Well, again, thanks to Molly. Appreciate them. Again, sending somebody all the way from North Carolina out to the circuit is pretty freaking cool, man, to have Adam hang out all week and answer all the questions and stuff. And listen, John Doherty is going to put the Power Pack Pistons to work. I promise. He's an NA guy, and you know how those guys are. They're hard on parts.
Yeah. Yeah, super cool. Appreciate those guys. All right. Thank you again, everybody that has been watching so far. We're an hour into the show here. Appreciate all of you guys, our race car friends. Again, make us proud. Go volunteer at your racetrack. You guys are our race car friends. Appreciate you. And our sponsors. Obviously, I talked about a bunch of travel. I couldn't have traveled all these events this year and more still coming if it wasn't for these guys being on board. So, Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, WAF Racing, Performabuilt Transmissions, Car Change 3D, PowerTube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk. If you guys are doing some shopping, check out those guys. And again, we've got codes for I think Driven, which was DDR10. Deechworks is also DDR10, I believe. So, and I feel like there was another one, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But again, these guys are giving you guys discounts, so please use those codes. It shows them that they are investing with us, and it's we're helping them as well.
Yeah, that's for sure. And the gentleman's agreement. This is something we talk about every time, man. Like we love doing this. I do. Even though I was a little complainy earlier, I do love this. It's amazing. You guys are the best community out there. Gentlemen's agreement is we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to work countless hours to provide you guys with the source for news and entertainment from the Drag and Drive community. But that other side of that is that we would ask that you hit that follow or subscribe button. Now, we can't verify that you do it. And that's why this is a gentleman's agreement. We're going to do this. You do that. Everybody moves on with their life and they're all happy. And then PowerTube TV. I don't know if y'all know this or not. That's a great place to watch a lot of our stuff. Exclusive content, replays of the shows. We actually do exclusive PowerTube edits for the show. So there's Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern. You can watch this show, but cut up in a different way. So big shout out to Brian, who's out there doing all that work for us, man. That dude is an animal. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Put out 8 long form videos this week.
And we spent a couple hours over there at their booth at PRI last year just doing some interviews. So
yep, yeah, it was a great time. All right,
you want me to take Deechworks?
Hit it.
All right. Deechworks is a leading manufacturer of high-performance fuel system components. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, fuel pumps, pump modules, fuel rails, regulators, filters, lines, fittings, and surge tanks. All of these things engineered to support power levels ranging anywhere from 400 to 2200 and beyond horsepower. Since its founding, Deechworks has been committed to delivering quality, innovation, and precision to the automotive performance industry. Every DW product is built to maximize reliability and efficiency, ensuring optimal fuel solutions for racers, tuners, and performance enthusiasts worldwide. With a focus on engineering excellence and industry-leading customer support, Deechworks continues to drive the future of high-performance fueling.
Yeah, appreciate them guys a whole bunch. They were super awesome to hang out with. If you guys haven't seen the tour video, gonna blow your mind. 40 days some of those injectors run during testing. 40 days nonstop. Man, it's crazy. It's a great video. Adam Ward here asking about PowerTube. He says, is that the same platform that does Horsepower Wars stuff? I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
They had Power Wars stuff. Or Horsepower Wars. All right, let's talk about All Stars Drag and Drive. I appreciate the nice word there from Bucket List Mob. Says you guys are the best. And Jeremy Bonnet saying thanks. Good stuff. Appreciate that. All Stars Drag and Drive, a new event for 2025 in Australia. This one, Looks super cool. It's 2 days of quarter mile racing. Day 1 and 3 were quarter mile races, and then day 2 was an eighth mile. So kind of like what we did the circuit 2024, right? Yeah, 2024 because we did Mocan and Ozark. So run through the winners here. Again, the photos that are attached here, no relation to any of this stuff. I just went in and grabbed it from their page. So make sure you're looking for the All Stars Drag and Drive because, again, we need to support these promoters that are doing drag and drive stuff that's out there. So the Pro 1150, 750, eighth mile class here with a total ET. These are the targets these guys are trying to hit of a 30.5. Okay. Winner Michael Whiten, 30.544. Bro, it doesn't get
Good.
much closer than that. Wade Morin, 30.56. Tim Barron, 30.598. The top
Mhm.
three are less than a tenth from the number at three different tracks.
Yep, nailed it.
Yeah.
And then next we've got Pro 10.5 or 650. Again, total ET was 27.5. So your winner there was Matt Maloney with a total ET of 27.568. So, man, right there. And then second place was Dean Wilson with a 27.598. So winner 27.568, second place 27.598.
Man, 300s, dude. That's crazy. Pro 850 and or 550. This is looking for something that's like 22.5 total ET, right? Michael Basil, Basile, Basil, I don't know, 22.522. That's close. He ran an 8.507 quarter mile, an 8.503 quarter mile, and a 5.512.
Man,
Yeah, second place in that class, Disco Dean Ferris, 22.58 average, or not
man,
average, total time.
these are close for sure.
Yeah.
Then we go into Pro Import. Paul Butler with a 21.844 first place, and second place Guy King with a 22.853.
Well, you hit that next one. I just realized I told Tim of Go Fast Photography that we didn't need him until 9 p.m., but it's 8 p.m. I was
Mm.
thinking Eastern.
All right, so next up we've got the NA class 235, 255. Kevin Brown with a 24.004. And second place, John Oliver with a 26.501.
Yeah, and that class, man, that's on a 235 or 255 tire. That's pretty impressive being naturally aspirated. Forced induction, 235, 255. Quickest car of the event on a tiny tire, Daniel Smith, with a total of 20.215, with a 7.66, a 7.602, and a 4.953 in first place, obviously. And then second place in the forced 235, 255 class, John McDade with a 23.029.
And then we go into NA 28s. So we've got Russell Tonkin with a 25.04, who ran a 9.463, a 9.473, and then a 6.104.
Yeah,
And then
beast.
yeah, second place, Bruce Henderson with a 25.58.
Yeah, what's crazy to me, I mean, like, I wish I had written out the NA 235 stuff because that guy went down quick. He was a full second faster than the NA 28s.
Mm-hmm.
Forced induction 28s is Jason Kinney with a 20.957 total ET with a 7.856 and a 7.93 with a 5.171.
And then rounding out the end here, we've got Unlimited. We've got Shay O'Reilly in a Datsun 1200 with a 25.935, ran an 8.668, a 7.475, and a 9.717. And then second place there is George Panera in a Nissan GTR with a 27.445.
Yeah, I grabbed some photos from their page just because, man, we don't see cool cars over here. I mean, we do see cool cars, but look at some of these that are over there.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
that's another trip we need to make. We got to go to Australia at some point in the near future.
Were we booking these out like 5 years in advance?
I mean, maybe,
We've got,
maybe
we've got
that's how we
Sweden,
get to go. We start talking
Australia.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do Sweden next year and then Australia after that. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in for sure. Looks like a crazy event. And again, Australia, that's like 7 or 8 events this year for them. They're the second fastest growing country with Dragon Drive, just ahead of Canada with 7 events.
Hmm.
So bring it on. Those guys are big time streetcar guys and fast stuff, man. I really, after we had some conversations with some of our previous guests, like I think these cars would not be this fast, but they are definitely they get down. So big shout out to Deechworks again. Thank you for them. Thank you to them for being a part of the program here, and they're the official fuel delivery of Drag Drive Repeat. All right, let's talk about Performabuilt, and then we're going to bring on Mr. Tim Gorley, who I literally just messaged and was thinking 9 p.m. Eastern because when I'm talking to people about the show, it's always Eastern time. So you want me to do the Performabuilt?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so Performabuilt Transmissions is the official transmission builder of Drag Drive Repeat. At Performabuilt Transmissions, the goal is to engineer and build the toughest transmissions on the planet. Performabuilt doesn't just rebuild transmissions, they systematically re engineer each model to eliminate OEM flaws and to achieve the highest levels of performance. That's why they say their transmissions are not just built, they're Performabuilt. And that is the truth. And I can't wait to hang out with Ryan and our buddies up there at the at Performabuilt Transmissions because they're at one of the tracks that's next to Numidia Drag Strip. Let's get Tim up here. Let's get him big because
Hey, look at that.
ah,
I don't know that you want me big.
whatever, dude. Give us a flex, man. He's been working out big time, getting fit for photography.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
I tell you what, at the circuit, and I told him this, he came up and was talking to me, and I had talked to him for about 30, 60 seconds before it actually hit me who I was talking to because I hadn't seen him since, was it 23 or 24 that we rode together?
20,
No,
24, 24 we
Okay.
rode
it's been
together.
a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So about a year and a half I hadn't seen you, and it
yeah.
like smacked me. I was like, "Holy crap, it's Tim!" Like,
Yep.
wow. So,
You're
man,
not the only
congratulations on
one.
that.
Yeah, thanks, dude. You're not the only one to do that, so no big deal on not recognizing me. I can hide in plain sight now, and it's wild.
Yeah. So for folks who don't know, Tim's lost a bunch of weight through healthy living and a lot of time in the gym. He's got the
Oh, yeah.
arms. He's got the arms ready for photography. Is what we say. So I'm excited about this. Just so everybody knows, sadly, Eric is out of vacation time at the time that Drag Week comes through. But y'all, Eric, I want to say thank you so much for pulling double duty in June. You kicked ass, dude. It was freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And it's a small price to pay to have all the cool stuff you did in June. So the reason Tim's on tonight is because Tim is going to be riding with me to Drag Week. Now, there's a couple really cool things about Drag Week this year. It's the 20th running or 20th anniversary of the event. So it's kind of a big deal in our world. Obviously, 20 years is a long time for anything, right? To go
Oh,
10
yeah.
years with no other competition. And then in the last 10 years, you go from one event to 50. I think that just speaks volumes about the base they laid for everybody. So Tim's going with me. He lives in Joplin area, so I'm going to pick him up on my way. We're going to cruise over. I tried to rent a minivan today, and they're expensive as hell. So we may be
Oh,
in a
geez.
Nissan Sentra, but hey, whatever. We're going to be in a car,
Whatever.
and
We'll
we're
make
going
it
to
work.
drive up there. So just a couple things that folks that haven't been around for a long time. The first drag week had 40 cars. They made a one-way trip from Kansas City to Martin, Michigan. Dude, when you say that out loud, it's crazy. They hit St. Louis, Bowling Green, Hebron, Ohio along the way, 1,200 miles one way. One way. These were
Jeez.
real deal street cars. Carl Scott won it with an 8:58 average. Larry Larson had the quickest pass of the first event with an 8:38, and it's just gone faster and faster and faster since then. So 40 cars to now 340, 350 cars, something like that. So I'm excited to have Tim do that. Tim did ride with Eric during the circuit 2024, so kind of
I
know.
did. I did.
Yeah, we rocked a minivan for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, we totally rocked the minivan for sure. And it's
But
cool, the crazy thing is like like I gotta thank both you and Eric for your event because your event last year was like a springboard. And from your event, I became a co driver for my first ever Rocky Mountain Race Week.
Yep.
And then this year we get to talking, and you're like, hey, what about Drag Week? And I'm like, well, I've never been to one of those either. So, yeah, like, I'm so stoked.
Yeah. The hardest part for this is like I'm a bring everybody along. I'm a bigger group kind of dude. And so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been kind of fun to see your not your growth in this, but like to see you just get so involved. So it's been pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, dude. And Drag and Drive is something that I always followed, and it was like one of these days I'll make it to a Drag and Drive event, and I've made it to like a couple of days of yours before, and then last year jumped in and did the entire thing, and that was the most fun I've had with the least amount of sleep I've ever had in an event. Like it was so much fun,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. They're all
the
a good time,
hangover
buddy.
is real for sure.
Oh yeah, just wait till we're driving back that Saturday and Sunday. Like it's 19 and a half hours from my house to Maryland. So
Cool, because like we're traveling through states I've never been to before, and I've only been to the East Coast ish once. So yeah, to tracks I've never been to. But yeah, I'm
well,
beyond excited.
let's talk about that because we've got for 2025 they're at Maryland International Raceway, which I've never been to.
Uh,
Obviously, you've never been to either.
yeah,
Um, Numidia Dragway in Numidia, Pennsylvania, which obviously never been to, but
I've
is
never even heard of that one before. I was like, I don't even know where that's at.
right? And it's 15 minutes from Performer Built Transmissions. So we're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna be a route stop or not, but I'll tell you this much: we're gonna have some stuff at Performer Built Transmission. So the folks that make that trip will make it worthwhile, I promise. And then Maple Grove Raceway, which I've never been to, that's a big one on my list. I'm excited. And then we've
Yeah,
been to Cecil County. Eric and I, we went to Cecil County with Midwest, didn't we?
yep.
Yeah, Midwest Drags 2022 or 23, I think, Cecil County Dragway. So I've been there. So it's the only track that I've been to any of these. So I'm kind of excited to get up there and have some fun doing that.
yeah, yeah. Maryland, I've always watched their stuff because they host. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
Drag and Drive, but they host Imports versus Domestic, which is a massive race. One of those that's
yeah,
like on the photo bucket list to attend. Cecil County obviously holds the Yellow Bullet Nationals, and I think that's like Labor Day every week or every year. Um, so like those are tracks that I've always seen videos or watched videos from, but I've never been able to actually attend. So I'm super stoked
yeah.
for definitely for those two.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome, and I'm ready for like a big road trip like that. Like that's going to be a big one. That's probably close to 3,000 miles, I think, round trip that we'll do in about 9 days, which is about what you need to do.
Yes.
That's a
Yeah.
good road trip.
Mhm. Yeah, that's everybody should experience that at least once in their life.
Yeah, we'll be real good friends by the end of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Probably
So
exhausted friends, but
right. One thing I did is I did reach out to a couple key people within Drag Week that we know. I reached out to Mike Galimi, who's been around. He worked for Hot Rod for a long time, still does with the magazine and stuff, and super cool guy. Been involved in Drag Week for a long time. He said he's ready to see all of his friends and just the absolute close class races that are going to happen this year. I can't wait for it. Sean Fling, who you guys all met at the circuit.
oh yeah, yeah. Sean's cool, dude.
Yeah, he's going to be there. Him and Matt and Tara, they obviously work the event as well, so they're
Awesome.
part of the team that do all that. So what they did with us, they'll be doing there as well. So he said, I'm usually most excited about who's going to be there, not just who is going to be really fast, but all the weird oddball combinations that we all get to see. He said we're going to be
Yes.
in a different part of the country, so hopefully we'll see some cars we have never seen before. I love seeing friends each year, and I'm always excited to talk to the first timers. That conversation usually leads into what they are going to build for the next year. So I'm excited about that. And then Keith Turk said he's ready for the Northeast and to see a bunch of old friends.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I keep doing these drag and drives, and I really want to turn my little daily mini truck into something that goes decently quick for drag and drive because it just seems like it would be fun.
Well, let me ask you this: when you say decently quick, what do you mean?
Like if I could give it a Toyota's little 1UZ V8, it's a 4-liter dual overhead cam motor, and a turbo, and it run tens, I'd be okay. Because like I don't want to turn the inside of this thing into a jungle gym with a cage. I still want to be able to enjoy it when I'm not racing it. But like if it ran tens, I would be beyond tickled pink. And I think tens in this thing would probably be on the edge of frightening because like it's a 96, not made to go that fast, but it would be fun.
Yeah, that would be a ton of fun. And burnouts, and we say it all the time.
Oh yeah.
10-second street cars, that's where it's at, man.
Yeah, because you go faster than tens. It requires a lot more people when you go to the track, and you break parts a lot more often.
Yeah, and parts are typically more expensive at that level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then you get into the really expensive parts.
Yeah. Cassie Lowry here saying, or hate each other. Probably talking about our week together. I think we'll probably be okay. Eric has been on enough road trips to know that I'm pretty okay to ride around with.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll hate each other.
was he just dodging that question?
No, I was gonna say the only thing is fall asleep sometimes, but that's expected.
Every time.
And
every time.
And I get a picture of you sleeping every time.
Sometimes the navigation needs to, reboot, recharge, and reset.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But yeah, we have a good time. We crank some music and we just roll on. We did, I think the longest one you and I probably did was Midwest drags going out east. But even last year, the drag week to Ohio, because we left at like 5 or 6 p.m. when I picked you up from O'Hare. That made for a long drive there too. But
yeah, that was a pretty. We were like, oh, dude, it's only 7 hours.
Yeah,
get out there till 5:30 or 6. Oh man, it was late. That started the week. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about Drag Week. We're gonna probably spend some real time on that over the next few weeks, talking about it. We've got 2 months until it happens, so 60 days until this kicks off. I think this event, being that it's been around so long, there's been so many new events come on. I think I hate to say hype because it probably has a negative connotation to it, but the excitement is probably a better word around Drag Week this year is going to be awesome. Being in the Northeast, they haven't been up there in a while. The tracks we're going to visit, being at Maryland International Raceway is going to be absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. That's a track that's been on my bucket list for a long time.
That's a facility too that like these fast guys are going to be able to go really fast.
Yeah.
So it'll be exciting to see who can lay a good wild pass down, and who's the fastest.
Yeah, that's for sure. Aaron Roberts here says, no sleep for you. 1 week.
1 week.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, so I was looking at the route. Eric and I drove most of this route when we were headed to Midwest Drags, and dude, it's through some gorgeous country. We were in an RV at that time, so it won't be nearly as cool, or it will be way cooler in a regular car. Because there was a couple of points where I was like, man, I haven't driven something this big in these kind of hills. So
it got sketchy pretty quick.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Jonathan Stonecipher here says, Tim, be careful. Mike sometimes gets rooms with all mirrored walls. Hey, listen, when it's 4:00 in the morning and you got to get a room, you take whatever they got.
Exactly.
So, yeah, big time
excited. Knows too, like once I hit the bed, I'm out. I'm gonzo. It's done.
Yeah.
I don't even. You didn't even take your shoes off at a mega week. we literally went inside. I went to the bathroom. I come out. He's just got in bed, fully dressed, and was asleep. And I was like, I mean, that was like 60 seconds. Like, dude was out. But we had fun that night. So
Them parking lot beverages got to me real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. That's another reason I'm kind of excited about this. Is the
Yeah.
parking lot beers are going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Oh
Cassie
yeah,
saying bed or parking lot. Tim
100%.
will sleep.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, I did. I totally did in a lawn chair in the
Yeah.
parking lot. Yeah,
And then
there's
next thing
that.
I know, you're up riding around in the scooter, and I was like, where'd you come from?
Hey,
That was a lot of fun.
sometimes you just need a nap. You know what I mean? Like you just
Yeah,
need a quick
Literally.
nap.
yeah, just a little nap.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what it's going to be. So I mean, obviously Tim is a professional photographer. It's, it's like he did this
Um,
for a good while. Hey, have you been paid
I
for
don't.
your photos? You're a professional. You're a professional. And then so my plan is to obviously like Tim will have his own stuff going on and things like that, but I'm hoping he'll slip us a few photos every day to post up on Drag Drive Repeat, and then I'll be running the camera all week. I've actually ordered a new mic setup that will be clip-on microphones now instead of the handhelds, which I like a handheld. I'm a announcer guy. So I'm excited to have the clip-ons though, because I think it'll help a lot of people with talking anxiety and then lowering the mic way down here so you can't hear it. So that'll be fun. So I intend to do a ton of interviews and get stories about cool cars and all that. So I'm really truly not going to follow every car this year. I'm going to follow 5 cars, and I want to make a nice video.
All right.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so we'll
you
see.
say that now, and we know how that goes.
Yeah, I'll be at the starting line for 2 hours
Yeah,
straight recording everything. So,
yeah.
anyways,
Plus, the clip-on mics will be nice because you like to talk with your hands too, so you don't
yeah,
have to hold on to a mic while you're talking.
yep. I think
I'm glad I'm not the only one that has that issue.
yeah, that's exactly right.
With my hands.
Well, dude, I'm pumped. We've got 2
Yeah, I'm
months.
so pumped.
We're
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
ADHD kicked in. So I was Mike Finnegan. Obviously, you had him on. What was that? That was last week, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So I watched his newest episode that he dropped on his YouTube channel. Obviously, he's bringing blasphemy. Who did he have on this week? Uh,
Tony Angelo.
that's it. He's bringing a 55 Chevy as well, but it
hmm
is a NASCAR powered 4-speed car. And he is also going to compete. So I'm super stoked. I want to hear that thing. That's going to make some glorious sounds going down the old 1320, just rolling the gears. So,
Yeah, that should be pretty awesome. I watched part of that video,
yeah,
and I guess I missed that part. Yeah, that's a good episode on Mike Finnegan's doing where they kind of walk through I guess his shop tour and drink beers
yeah,
and tell stories and all that kind of cool stuff. That was pretty fun.
yeah. Talk about all of his fun toys and all of his projects and
Yeah,
so yeah, it was super cool, especially at the end because he was like, "I got this Toyota mini truck, and I want to go to Mini Truck Natch," which I know is not drag drive whatever, but just to hear somebody that like I view as like a famous person, like, "Hey, I want to attend
hmm
this mini truck show," I'm like, that's freaking cool. But that's where you got to start was mini trucks. So
Yeah.
right. And I think one of the cool things about Drag and Drive and um, famous car people that are in that is generally they're pretty cool folks. They're typically car people first, and then famous next. And
yeah,
I think
oh yeah,
Mike is definitely that way. I mean, for him to take the time while him and Tony were driving that all metal RV to come on the show and talk
metal
about the
death
Gasper
track.
stuff, man,
Yeah,
that was pretty fun of him to do last week. So I appreciate it. Episode
thunderstorm. It was
113, if you
crazy.
guys haven't seen it, yeah,
Yeah, in the
pretty
middle of
crazy.
a
We need to have him on for a long
thunderstorm.
episode.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Especially him being on in that thunderstorm, those lightning strikes, and while we were sitting there, I was cracking up every time.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good time. Um, dude, that's all the notes I got.
Yeah,
I'm kind of excited. Are we going to end the show early tonight?
I think so.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
unless Tim wants to talk for 30 minutes about something.
I, I mean, I can talk about stuff, but I don't know that anybody wants to listen to it.
Well,
That's the
let's do that real quick. Let's tell like a 10-minute story of kind of how you got started, because there's a lot of people. Johnny Allen is a great example of,
oh yeah,
I would say, young kids that, young people wanting to get into this and do this kind of stuff, how did you get your start, and what are some tips you can give to those guys?
So I got my start because I started working at my local drag strip, which is Smoke and Mocan Dragway, as the water box guy. I was the burnout guy, or the burnout box, whatever you want to call it. And standing in the burnout box, I was always watching down track, and I always seen the photographers, and I thought those guys have the best seat in the house, bar
Yes.
none. And just decided to buy a camera, and it was a point and shoot. The lens was actually connected to the camera. It came out when you turned it on. Uh, Started there, and then just bought a cheap DSLR camera, and just started shooting really at the home track, and got in a lot of professional photographers' way. And I was like, I don't know why these people are mad. I understand it now. They're trying to make a living, and I was out there messing stuff up because I didn't know what I was doing. Um, but yeah, I just started there and just kept at it. And now the people that I made mad are friends of mine, which is, super cool. And I understand why I made them mad because they're like, this idiot's getting in the way and blocking my shot and, whatever. But anybody who wants to get into it, buy a camera and learn everything you can. YouTube helped me out a lot. When I first started, the Yellow Bullet forums were still a thing. I don't know if they still are or not. But John Four the Third, which is a goat among photographers, um, had a thread on there of like breaking down, like settings and all kinds of things about camera stuff, and I just dove into like a hyper focus, and just started reading and trying stuff out, figuring out what worked and what didn't, and the rest is just kind of history.
Right. How many photos do you think you've taken in your time?
Oh man, I know the current hard drive that I have has over 100,000 photos on it,
That's awesome.
and that is most of 2024, and what are we, 6 months into 2025? 7 months into 2025. And I think I've got 3 or 4 other hard drives just full of photos from all kinds of races and all kinds of places. Because when I first started, but the big thing for me was heads up drag radio racing.
Mm.
That was what I really liked, and that was back when like the Vamp series from Kansas City and the Mako series from mostly Oklahoma, those were big. Holly Springs, Mississippi, I shot some heads up races there. I've been to a Duck X Lights Out. I went to Lights Out 5. That was an insane time. Got to see a flying car, as they call it, uh, which was nuts.
Yeah.
It was a Fox body, nitrous big block Fox body, and it went up, 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 and then just completely off the ground. So it was so crazy.
Uncle Stoney here saying I like Tim's storm chasing also.
Yeah, I do that. That was funny thing is the person that I got hooked up with, that was kind of, he went to meteorology school, whatever. And I met this person at the drag strip.
That's awesome.
Yeah, met him at Mocan, and he was like, "You should tag along for a storm chase." And I storm chased with them for 3 or 4 years, and then obviously I do it by myself now. They gave it up because they had kids. Most people don't storm chase after having kids. Understandable. I still have kids, so I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Let's go chase storms.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got a good chance of that on the circuit. There was some cool clouds on the circuit. There was no big storm coming, but
Yeah.
Some great cloud shots there for sure.
Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of liquid sunshine though. Gosh, every time I get a day off, a weekend off, it's supposed to rain. I got to work this weekend. Guess what? Sunny and hot all weekend.
Yep. 96 degrees and blazing
Yep.
sunshine. Yep.
Yep.
Bring it on.
Well, the one
Well-
thing I would add on to kind of what Tim was saying as far as tips, obviously, I am very new to photography. But one thing I would say is don't be afraid to talk to the other photographers.
Mhm.
I've learned
Oh, yeah.
so much by talking to Tim, Johnny, Jesse Fox, Chris Story. Like, I forget the guy's name at Mega Week. Like, everybody is more than happy to help you get your camera set up, kind of tell you about what the settings do, and give you advice. And don't be afraid to talk to the other photographers for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's the cool thing about like the photographers group. Yeah, there's going to be some, some people that are kind of gatekeepy with their settings, but most of everybody that I've shot alongside with over all of these years, I'm like, man, I'm having an issue with this, and they're like, oh, well, try this out or try this setting, or they're always down to help you. So don't be afraid to ask.
Right. It's kind of like stick shift stuff. Those guys aren't scared to give you the answers because you still got to figure it out on your own.
Right.
Yeah, you still got to make it work, but they'll give you the settings to help you, get close to
Get
there.
better. Yep.
Yeah.
And
really,
I'll tell you. Go ahead.
And really, the settings are only half of being a photographer. The other half is getting the shot, and you know what I mean. It's like being able to see what's going to make a good photo. So even somebody gives you settings, that's not going to get you all the way there. You still got to figure the rest of that stuff out and have a little bit of an eye for it for sure.
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What do you edit your photos in?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry. Mainly Lightroom, Adobe Lightroom. It's super nice it keeps everything organized by date. And most of everything that I do, I can do in Lightroom. Occasionally, I will use Photoshop, but most of it's Adobe Lightroom.
When you got to take out some of those blemishes on me, I appreciate you doing that, man. You're so good to me. Daniel here saying all the photographers have their own priorities when it comes to what type of photos they want. He said all I've talked to so far have been awesome when I'm at drag week or sick week.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I think that's one thing that's great about the what we're seeing nowadays is like people know like the more content that's out, the better. I don't think there's anybody that's like, oh man, he's going to take my shot and I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have that same shot that he has. So that's one thing that Eric has done a great job of is finding angles that maybe somebody else isn't at, or, trying to find something special because dude, everybody has a starting line shot.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has that, there's so many times where we go to not necessarily a drag and drive because there's so much more going on, but when we go to like a Midwest race or something like that, there's 12 photographers standing there waiting for that car to launch. And then it gets, past their line on the lens. And then you see them all take a look, snap, snap, snap. Every one of them every time. So yeah. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
I figured out a long time ago though that like I used to snap, snap, snap and look, but now I follow that car just in case something wild happens down track because there are times that does happen.
Yeah, there's been plenty of times where there's been some slow car or something, or something's not doing what it should. It's just like cruising down, and I go to stop recording on the camera, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch it, and then like they'll get back in it and spin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or the hood flies off.
Hood flies off. Trunk flies off. I've seen rear windows fly out. You name it. Like you never know what they're gonna do. I mean, there was one time at let's see, what race was it? It was Outlaw Streetcar Reunion at Bowling Green. It was a race put on by Tyler Krosno, and Fox Body Mustang goes out, and I'm just kind of following it, not anything crazy. And I guess it broke the anti-roll bar, and it just hikes the driver's front wheel up like a dirt car, and just driving down the drag strip. And I was like, "This is the wildest thing I think I've ever seen a car do." Just in an instant. So definitely that's another tip. Follow the car all the way down the track because you never know what it's going to do.
Yeah, Jonathan Stonecipher here says, I like the creative differences. He said Tim will also get up in there and get stuff others won't.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think the biggest thing that I've tried to focus on, definitely here lately, is catching the people side of things. But yeah, because the cars are cool, and everybody goes for the cars, but like the people are what make this style of racing what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to pull out my zoom lens and, as Chris Story calls it, snipe. Because you don't want people to
Yeah.
see you taking the picture. Because
No, no,
they're
no,
gonna act
no.
they're gonna act different. So you want to
Yep.
catch them in their element, and that's always fun to do too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've done that a couple of times. I don't know if Cassie is still in here, Lowry. I caught her fixing her hair one time in the lanes, and then sent her the pictures, and she was like, "You did?" I'm like, "I did." Full sequence, you fixing your hair. She's like, "What?" Like
Yeah.
it's just fun photos that you can look back on and laugh.
I got a
Well,
picture of Stony doing this at the track.
and I think that's one of the fun parts about, like, if folks buy a photo package, is they don't have to worry about taking the photos, man. To be honest, like, you're not having to worry about that every time. You're not worried about your co-pilot being in the lanes, getting that shot of you launching. They can be taking a video, and there's a dude that's going to have a camera that's going to be getting shots of you. So buy photo packages is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, for sure. I even had people hit me up at your event. They forgot to take pictures at a checkpoint, and it just so happened that I had pictures of them at the checkpoint, and they were like, "Hey, like, do you have a?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I got you," and sent it to them. And
Yes,
it's
that's
just,
awesome.
like, always remember the photographer, and if you have a need, hit them up because there's a good
Yeah.
chance that we do have a photo.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's for sure. All right, well, dude, let's cut it out. So tell everybody where they can find you. So tell them where they can see all the photos. Tell them where they can buy stuff.
I need to make a website. I don't have a website. I just have a Facebook page. It's Go Fast Photography. The profile picture, because apparently there's more than one. I didn't realize this, but the profile picture is a white third gen Camaro um, drag car. So find me on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram as Go Fast Photos. Although my Instagram it gets some car photos, but since they limit you to 10 per post, it's kind of hard to pick like only 10 to post to them. So, but yeah, Go Fast Photos on Instagram and Go Fast Photography on Facebook are the two spots that I'm at.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just dropped that link for the Facebook page in the chat there for everybody. And then
Thank you, sir.
60 Dime says, I got the photo package from Jesse Fox at Back to the Streets. Best money ever spent. It really is. That's the
No,
way it
yeah.
goes.
Yeah, Jesse does killer work too, man. His
Yeah.
stuff is just awesome. And he's doing video and photos, and I stress
I,
about just doing photos.
I don't know how that dude does it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. And he runs
I
around
don't
with
know.
two full-bodied cameras and his phone, and he'll be recording with his hand on his phone like this, shoot, 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 talking. I'm like, dude, you're crazy.
I think I'm gonna pick up a gimbal for my phone for Hot Rod Drag Week. That way, it's
So
not
yeah,
shaky.
yeah. So speaking of that, that is kind of the plan. Eric and I have talked about this. For me, is I'll be doing like a vlog style video throughout the day, and then taking big shots with the camera. And I think that's what's
Oh,
going to be
nice.
nice about the mic setup, the magnet mic or the small mic, is because I can wear that thing all day, and instead of having to turn the camera around or whatever, I can voice over whatever is going on. So I think that'll
Oh
help a
yeah,
lot
that'd be cool.
with a lot of the stuff that we're doing. So, anyways, well, cool. Well, dude, thank you for jumping on so quick. Again, I apologize.
Yeah,
I
dude.
told him 9 o'clock,
Oh no, you're good.
and he was just chilling, doing his own stuff. And then I said, "Oh crap, that's 9 Eastern,
Was
not 8
Wait,
Central."
when you sent me the message, I had just hopped on the treadmill, so I was like, "Well, we can save this for later. No big deal."
Nice. Oh, hey, you're
So,
welcome. You're welcome. Now you'll be nice and sweaty to get in there and get back on the treadmill. So keep it up, buddy. We'll see you soon.
yes, sir.
All right. See you, Tim.
Thanks, man.
See you guys later.
Later. How fun, dude! I like that guy a whole bunch. He's really cool, and he's always been a huge supporter of us, what we do here, and the
Yeah.
circuit, and all that. And I'm glad to obviously bring more people into this drag and drive community that we have here. So I just want to run through while we're still on the Performer Built segment here. I want to run through some of the photos. Obviously, this was supposed to be the release. Hey, yeah, I'm bringing Tim with me. And then this is a shot Eric and I of Drag Week 2024. And then these are some shots that Eric took during the week. So I can't wait to see the cars that are there. I did talk to Steve Eden at Six Summer, and they are planning to be at Drag Week as well. So
Oh, nice.
awesome. Dave Schroeder's car, the C7 Corvette. I want to talk to them. That's one of my messages tomorrow is going to see, if they want to come on the show, want to talk about some of the Nitro stuff. I really would like to push some more Nitro stuff as we go through the next few months here and see, can we bring more Nitro folks in? I feel like there's a lot of Power Adder stuff that's, turbos and blowers and stuff like that. And then Wayne Baker, man, this is the guy we should have had on the show with the gassers.
Yeah, we missed that one for sure.
Yeah, that's one that would have been great to have on. And then, of course, the Sweets, we need to have them on as well. Huge cubic inch NA setup and in a family heirloom Nova. So pretty excited to see them again. I need to find out if they're going. So that's another list. So, going to be busy the next couple of weeks. We are, again, planning to cover a lot of content between now and Drag Week about Drag Week and the history of it, and the conversations that have went on in the past years, and all the cool cars that have been there, and all the fun stuff. So it's going to be a really good time over the next few weeks. So, anyways, Performer Built Transmission, Ryan, I can't wait to hang out, dude. Being 10-15 minutes from Numidia, you better believe we'll be hanging out there for at least an hour or 2 or 3 or 5 or something like that. But when we do leave, for race car friends that do go by there, we will have something special for you there at Performer Built. So, all right, run us out, man. Oh, hey, yeah, Rex French right here. We're gonna get to see him next weekend. I'm excited. Big wheelie machine. That's right. Stick shift S10. This truck leaves so well. It's so much fun. It really does this like whop and then out, and it just goes on down. So it'd be awesome seeing him spray it too.
So it should be spraying this year too. So sweet.
Bring it on, buddy.
All right. Well, I would say another successful show. Good night tonight. We had some good conversations about racetracks, supporting your racetracks. Again, we've said it all night. Volunteer, help out your local track. Send us a selfie. We'll get you a sticker for the first 5 people you said. So, again, we don't want to see tracks closing, obviously. That's not good for anything. So, anything that we can do, we'd love to help with that stuff. So, appreciate everybody watching tonight. So again, we call you guys our race car friends. You guys keep us going each week, and appreciate all of you guys supporting us. And again, everything we do, we couldn't do without our sponsors. They help make all of our travel possible, cameras, purchases, Mike getting a new mic for Drag Week, all that kind of stuff. These guys are what help us do that. So if you're going to spend some money, please spend them with these guys if you can. Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solution, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Power Tube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk.
Yep.
So are you doing a show on Saturday?
Yes, we'll be doing a show Saturday morning, going over the news. There's been some huge stuff that I didn't have time to put in the show tonight that we'll be announcing and talking about. This show will probably be focused a lot on Heads Up Hustle and some of the racers that are there, as well as some of the other stuff we kind of led into earlier tonight. So gonna kind of revisit some of that. I would almost like to. Well, I won't get into it, but I do want to talk more to some track operators and things like that as we go through the next few days here, so I can have some updates for the weekend. So, y'all appreciate it. And then, of course, next week, don't know what we're going to do about next week because I'll be traveling. I'll be headed to Heads Up Hustle. So Eric will be back from vacation. So don't know if we'll have show next week, but we may, Eric was mentioning, maybe go ahead and pre-record some stuff on Tuesday, so it'd be easier to get to. So I think maybe that's an idea too. I don't know. We'll see. I want to say thanks to Tim Gorley for running out of the gym, jumping in his truck, and doing the show with us here. Appreciate him for sure. And then August 6th, man. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I am going to break this news for the people that are on right now. We're going to have a media episode on the 30th. That is kind of the current plan, is to have a media episode like we did with the Gassers, is to have a bunch of media people on, tell those stories, Tim talking about how he got involved and things like that. I want to hear these guys, because we truly as media get our asses kicked, man. It's tough because there's no downtime for us. The only downtime we have is sleeping, really, because we're trying to get content out. We're trying to capture content. We're trying to edit content and trying to get that out there to you guys. So I'm excited about that episode as well. So anyways, all right, we'll see you guys soon.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah, do a great show.